Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Local News 8. Millions of Americans are transfixed with the popular Netflix documentary series, Making a Murderer.
One of the attorneys who appeared in the show is weighing in on a local murder now, the 1996 killing of Angie Dodge. Local News 8's Natalie Shaver joining us. Natalie, both those cases riddled with controversy.
That's right, Carol, and people have questioned the validity of the confessions in both situations. The attorney in the show, Steve Drizzen, told me interrogators used coercive tactics in both, but Christopher Tapp's is far worse.
I'm thinking maybe, do these guys threaten you to do something to her so that you're a full part of the crime?
This is the most contaminated and one of the most coerced confessions I've seen in almost 20 years of doing this work.
That's including his work with the Brendan Dassey case, which is part of the Netflix documentary series Making a Murderer. The series raises questions about the evidence used to convict Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey in connection to the murder of Teresa Halbach. For example, it suggests Dassey's confession may have been coerced.
The help theme, we'll go to bat for you. We're in your corner. If you just involve yourself a little bit in a crime, we think you'll be okay, was involved in Brendan's story.
Things he also found in the Tapp case.
Almost the exact same words. You could transpose sentences from Brendan's interrogation and put them right in Chris Tapp's interrogation. So some of those same themes were involved. Of course, Brendan's is actually less coercive than Chris's in many ways.
Drizzen says that for a few reasons. Dassey's interrogation only lasted hours. Tapp's was over a period of 9 days. He also says there are far fewer direct threats and promises of leniency made.
They tortured him psychologically.
They cannot threaten inevitable consequences. What that means is they can't say, you're going to get the death penalty. You're going to get the gas chamber.
Max penalty is death.
Why are those not allowed? Because they've led to false confessions, and the courts recognize it.
Everybody has a breaking point, and I think that both you or I, put under that kind of stress, might have confessed to killing Angie Dodge.
And the defense attorney argued all of those same points. And the defense attorney also argued very clearly in his closing statement and as he cross-examined these officers, the coercive nature of the interrogation, or at least that was his argument. And so yes, that was probably the biggest theme of the case, is the coercive nature of the interrogation.
The prosecutor says the jury got to hear that and made a decision. He says he can't just ignore that. But he's also not ignoring reports that have come out questioning Tapp's guilt. Back in July, the prosecutor hired an independent investigator to look into the case.
Regardless of where they're brought from or the motives of those bringing that, we will look into it. We've done that here with our investigator. He is looking into this case to determine the veracity of the conviction.
There is no timeline for when the independent investigator will have the report finished. The prosecutor tells me it's going to take some time because of how large the case is. He also says it needs to be done right. Reporting in the studio, I'm Natalie Shaver.
All right, thank you, Natalie. Judges for Justice put out a video explaining why Chris Tapp's interrogation and polygraph were coercive, and you can find a link to that. Watch it yourself, make your own decision. It's on our website, localnews8.com.